So I sat here and recorded or talked for 10 minutes and I had not pushed record. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Hey guys, it is Wednesday, which means Wellness Wednesday, and that's the day that I talk to you about my health and how I've been doing throughout the week. I hope you enjoyed the intro. It's a little long. I'm not going to keep it, but it was fun and something a little different. Okay, so here's how I've decided I want to do these segments. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them up so that way I can stay on topic and it'll give us, something to go on, something to talk about. So we're going to talk about how I did during the week, any changes that I've noticed, what I ate during the week, so some examples of some meals that I had, and then a topic to discuss. And then hopefully I'll be able to challenge you all for the week, and it's things that I'm going to be doing too. Okay, so first off, how did I do this week? Well, I did pretty good. I did not do well on drinking water. I did not drink enough water this week, so I'm trying to do better about that. I'm busy, and I know that's not an excuse, so I'm going to try to overcome that. So you all know, I'm sure, that how you know how much water you're supposed to have is you take your body weight, divide it in half, and then whatever that number is, you drink that in ounces in water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, then you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. That whole 8 glasses of water is so old. If you're 350 pounds, you need more than 8 glasses of water a day. So I didn't do well on drinking water. Did I have any desserts this week? Yes, I did. I had, during our trip, my friend brought Oreos, and I had some. I don't know how many I had. I had several. They were the Oreo Thins, and I was like, not good. But on the same hand, I never said that I was not going to have dessert. I just said I wasn't going to have them often, just occasionally, because like I said, I just want to live my life. If I want an Oreo, I'm going to eat an Oreo. I'm just not going to have them all the time. Okay, any changes? Yeah, changes would be in my skin. Because I didn't drink enough water, I can really tell in my skin. Also, did I lose any weight? Yeah, not really. I can tell I'm retaining fluid because I'm not drinking enough water. But I went down 1/10 of a pound. So I went from like 191.5 to 191.4. It's better than gaining though, so that's good. I do want to do a side-by-side. Let me take a photo really quick. Okay, so I'm going to do that side-by-side with a picture from the video that I did when we started this journey together. You think, oh, well, my face isn't that chubby, and then you see yourself now and you're like, whoa, that's a big difference. As far as like the rest of me, clothes are still fitting better, and I'm pulling things, out from the bottoms of my drawers, things that I haven't been able to wear in a long time. So that's been good. That's been fun. What did I eat this week? A couple of days ago, this is just for instance, for breakfast, I had a sweet potato with cream cheese, and I've really been enjoying that. It's very satisfying. I put, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of cream cheese in there, and then I just kind of mash it all up, put a little bit of salt on it, and I've been enjoying that with breakfast. and it's really good. And then I had a small bowl of raw oatmeal with drizzled honey and a little bit of non-homogenized milk. So kind of like a little cereal. I got that from Dirt Patch Heaven. And it's really good. And for lunch that day, I had sardines and another baked sweet potato, but just with butter and salt. And then for supper, we made taco soup over the campfire. Speaking of which, you can see that happening over at my husband's channel. He just started his own YouTube channel, Jack the Caver. So look in the description box below, click that link and show him some love. He's planning on doing some pretty cool things over there. The topic that I want to talk to you guys about is, why do you eat? So I've been reading this book called Food Matters, and what's funny is I've had this book for like 3 years, and it's been sitting on my nightstand, and the other day I was dusting it, and I was like, oh, I so need this in my life right now. And here it's been sitting the whole time. And basically the book is just talking about eating real food and why it's so important that we eat real food. And I mean, here's the thing. A lot of us, especially those of us who have very tight budgets, we eat just to fill our bellies, right? Then those of us who are emotional eaters, we eat because we're bored. We eat because we're celebrating. We eat because we're upset. And then others of us, we just love food. We just love the taste of food. So we don't really care what it's doing for us. We just want to taste it. And those are all the wrong reasons to eat. We eat because we are supposed to be nurturing our bodies. And it's okay to have a slice of chocolate cake every now and then, but you can't live off of it. There's little to none nutritional value in that. And we just, as a society, we don't do that. We worry more about our wallets and we worry more about our emotions, but we're not worried about our physical health or our mental health. And what we eat affects all of that. And when that is properly supported, then everything else is going to fall into place. Your moods are going to be better. Your physical stamina is going to be better. We need to be nurturing our muscles, our brain, our blood, our reproductive organs, our everything. And real food that comes from the dirt, supports that. There was a book, I meant to get it from the library yesterday and I completely forgot because I didn't write it down. But it's a book that I read and I forgot the name of the woman who wrote it. But in it, she was talking about how our DNA, our composition is very close to the composition of dirt. Now, first, I can just take you to Genesis. When God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils life, that's why our composition is very close to dirt, is because we came from the dirt. And when we die, we go back to the dirt. But when we are living to sustain our health, we need to eat things that come from the dirt. We are organic beings, therefore we need organic foods to sustain our health. And that was just a really cool thing that I had never put together. So here's your challenge for the week, okay? Eat more raw fruits and vegetables, okay? If you don't like eating them, try juicing them or having smoothies. Just try to incorporate more living foods in your diet this week. So whether you decide to do them as snacks or whether you decide to have them with your meals, increase the amount of raw foods that you are eating. One little tip that I learned from a good friend of mine, we went and stayed with him for a week. What she would do is she would buy vegetables at the grocery store. She would come home and she would cut them all up and put them in this big container. And she would send it out every meal. So, and her kids had to get some, it was celery and carrots and bell peppers. And I think that was it. But she would serve those with every meal. And I just thought that's really genius, just to have that freshness, that raw food with that meal. It was great. that is my challenge for you this week. Increase your raw vegetables. Try to incorporate some in every meal, or at least in between meals. Have a salad. Have some carrot sticks along with your dinner. Have celery and almond butter or peanut butter or cream cheese. Just do that for me, okay? Also, if you have not joined our Finding Healthy Facebook page, if you are a lady, it's for women only, be sure to click on the link in the description box below. We would love to have you. Lots of great conversation going on over there. And I think it's going to be a really great community. Okay? All right. I think that's all for us today. And until next time.